check 1, 2, test. And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome live to Mifflin County High School. This afternoon on MCTV, it's more live coverage of girls high school field hockey as the Lady Huskies are in action today, taking on a mid-pen opponent in Cedar Cliff. So the Colts in town facing Mifflin County in girls high school field hockey. Happy to have you with us. It is a steady rain afternoon here at MCHS. Both teams are on the field warming up. You're getting a look right now down at the Husky end. We've had to change our vantage point here a little bit for today based on the weather. But as you can see, the girls are in their warm-up activities, getting ready to go, just a few minutes away from opening introductions, national anthem, etc. The home Huskies, of course, wearing white, and you can see at the far end of the court, not the court, excuse me, the field, are the visitors today, the Lady Colts from Cedar Cliff High School. Being down on the field just a little bit ago, trying to get some rosters for our opponents today. Field's, going to be playable okay. I mean, it was fairly dry. It's not soaked by any means, but needless to say, it is quite wet. And it probably will be somewhat of a factor. The ball, no question, is going to get soaked when it's on the ground quite a bit. We haven't really noticed the players sliding around too much at this point, but of course they're not going full speed right now either. They're just warming up, so we'll see if that has any factor on the game as we get underway here today. Also want to let you know that right now also live on our MCTV YouTube channel for boys soccer, or excuse me, girls soccer. We have girls soccer action today against Altoona. That's a big game for our girls soccer team, one they really need to try to get if they're going to get their way into the postseason this year. So good luck to our Lady Huskies today as they face Altoona. That should be getting underway any minute right now on our MCTV girls soccer page. Again, here it's girls field hockey. Head coach Ashley Sudam and the Lady Huskies taking on Cedar Cliff, Mifflin County. So far, 1-1 on the season. Friday night, they opened things up against a very good Cumberland Valley team. And in that matchup, Lady Huskies were outshot quite a bit, out-cornered quite a bit, but managed to keep it tight and lost by 1-0 final score against Cumberland Valley. So pretty strong showing for our girls, especially defensively. Coletta Beeler, the Division I recruit, going to Central Michigan. In fact, we'll give you a quick look. There is Coletta, a senior here for the Huskies. She had quite a performance, from what I understand, in that game against Cumberland Valley. And then on Saturday, you know, the girls had a long wait to get started. They had that first game Friday night under the lights at Cumberland Valley, and then they come right back on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, a game we had here on MCTV, and they put it to Huntington. 5-0 was the final score there. Mifflin County really dominating play against the Bearcats, a team that Mifflin County normally does not see, but they played Huntington simply as a fill-in game. The Bearcats filled in at the last minute as the original opponent from Newport. They have shut down playing for a while. So athletic director Tish McClay was busy trying to find an opponent for Senior Day this past Saturday. They found it in Huntington, and our Lady Huskies cruised to an easy 5-0 win over the Bearcats. Thought we would be getting underway here directly. I'm not sure if they're just delaying the start today or what is going on, but typically we would start at 4 o'clock, so we'll wait and see. If there is a reason, looks like both officials are here. Our second official just arriving a few minutes ago. And as I said, both teams out on the field continuing their warm-ups. There's a look at the far end of the field. Again, we were right at the midfield marker, but with this rain today, unfortunately, it's made us have to switch gears a little bit to protect our video equipment. So we're now down at the far end of the field, but we still have a pretty good vantage point from here. And there's our look at the far goal. So you can see we should have pretty good court coverage for you here today for this afternoon's hockey matchup. Later this week on MCTV, our busy week certainly will continue. We hope you have enjoyed the coverage and hope you'll stay with us as we try to continue to bring you as much coverage as we can. The rest of our week, for me, I'll be doing quite a bit of volleyball this week. I'll be in the Mifflin County Gym tomorrow night with volleyball against Cumberland Valley. I'll then be in there Wednesday night for more volleyball against Cedar Cliff, and again on Thursday night for more volleyball against Central Mountain. And believe it or not, we'll finish the week out Saturday also with more volleyball, 11:15 on Saturday morning. So tons of volleyball makeups. Of course, girls field hockey has quite a few of their own. We had them Saturday. We have them again today. On Wednesday, we'll have more field hockey coverage for you. Matt Moore and our students will be here with you for field hockey on Wednesday. The game Thursday, of course, was originally going to be a home game with Line Mountain. That has been canceled and moved, and instead our girls will go to State College on Thursday. Of course, that's always a big game for the Lady Huskies when they take on State College. And then Saturday, State College will return the favor and come back over here Saturday morning at 11. So busy week, primarily field hockey and volleyball on MCTV this week, as field hockey, of course, is trying to catch up with their schedule, and volleyball just has a lot of makeups that they had to get in this week. We did mention girls soccer is happening today on MCTV. That hopefully is underway now over at the Lewistown middle school field. And here we're still in warm-ups, it looks like, as we check back out across the field. Again, I have not been informed what the delay might be, but we are, looks like we're going to be a little bit late getting started with today's action. So we're going to keep the video portion of our program going for you here. We'll let the live stream continue to roll. Again, you're not missing any game action. This is still warm-ups here at the Mifflin County Athletic Field, and we will have the complete varsity game for you here coming up shortly. So again, stay with us. I'll be back with more of the audio portion of our program in just a few moments. And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back live for girls field hockey here on MCTV. We are just now getting ready to get underway. A little bit of a delay there, but now we are just getting started. There's the opening whistle, and field hockey is underway here on MCTV. Huskies with possession as we battle for possession at midfield. Mifflin County, as we mentioned, coming into this game with a mark of 1-1. Huskies putting pressure. Cedar Cliff working it this way. Mifflin County is there, however. Girls battling right down below us. Colts maintain possession. And a good ball down the side for the Huskies. Kanicki there for Mifflin County. Nice job getting it back. A whistle. And now a second whistle. And more obstruction against the Huskies. So back with the ball is Cedar Cliff. Cedar Cliff inside the circle now. Little flip shot and a whistle, and that'll go back against the Colts. So the Huskies will get it out of their end. We are just underway, no score. Girls field hockey here today, Huskies and the Colts. There's the first slip of the day as Kanicki wipes out, so it does look like it is going to be a factor here. Mentioned it's a steady rain. It's been raining for several hours. There's a high flip down in the corner. And a whistle. And it'll be a corner, first corner of the game for the Colts. So there's a look at the Husky defenders inside the cage with goalkeeper Beeler getting ready to defend this corner for Cedar Cliff. Nice pass out top. Again, players slipping though, however, not able to get a shot off. Hidley is there trying to get it back for Mifflin County, and we have another whistle. And it'll be another corner for Cedar Cliff. So 2 quick corners for the visitors. And this time again, another nice pass out top. Strong shot blocked by Beeler as she left the goal to get up front. Another block. And that ball is still in play, or no, it's been rolled out of bounds, sorry. So it'll go back to Cedar Cliff. Colts with it. Another whistle. Cedar Cliff will play on. And a whistle, and we're heading back the other way. So Huskies will get it back. Try to get it out of this end of the field. That pass goes through Monica Druckenmiller on the far side and out of play. And back with it comes Cedar Cliff. Another whistle. This will go against the Colts, and Maddie McCarter will start it upfield. Nice ball ahead as Mifflin County makes a rush on the far side. Druckenmiller over there for Mifflin County. And Monica will put it in play. Druckenmiller just a sophomore. Little high flip pass goes in. Again, another slip there on that shot for Mifflin County. And back comes Cedar Cliff. Colts with a nice little rush here, but the Husky defense is there. And that'll be off Cedar Cliff, and it looks like, no, it's going to be another corner. So a third corner here early for Cedar Cliff. Husky defenders in the cage getting ready to defend this. This is their third corner. They go with the same kind of attack again. This time a pass back, however, but it's a miss hit there. Ball still loose on the near side. They battle for possession here. There's a whistle, and Belkey McNeil has it. Belkey coming up the near side, gives that up to Sheets. Haley Sheets leaves it back for McNeil. So Belkey hits that right into the defender. Then it'll come back on the quick pickup for Cedar Cliff. Sophie McCurdy getting it up to the midfield area where Mifflin County will try to push, but once again, Cedar Cliff is there. The Colts kind of dominating play here early, keeping the ball at the Husky end of the field. Now there's Haley Sheets with a little bit of a breakaway. And another slip by both players. There's a whistle, and Haley will keep the ball. Nice pass up ahead as she leads it down the field, and Lynch is down there. Lynch trying to make a little breakaway for the Huskies, but instead Anderson is there for Cedar Cliff, and she'll fire it nicely back down the field. Huskies there at midfield to get it back. And a whistle. And it goes to Mifflin County. Hidley will flip it down the field. It's Kanicki. Huskies pushing it in the circle for the first time here today. Knocked out there by Morgan of Cedar Cliff. Little battle going on over there. And nice work by Miller to stay with that, but her shot kind of slides off the stick. Again, we're seeing not nearly as good a passing, and this rain, no question, is a big part of it, and players slipping and sliding all over the field here. And there's another whistle, and it'll be possession for the Colts. Cedar Cliff in the visiting navy and yellow stripe. Your Lady Huskies, of course, in the purple and white. So Wickford with a little flip down in the circle. It's going to go wide and out of play. And that'll be a Mifflin County hit from their end to get it back out. So that ball is sent down the near side. It goes out, and it will be a hit for Cedar Cliff. Kanicki was there, but it goes through Kanicki, and Colts now pushing this way. Now back up ahead. There's Sheets. Sheets looking ahead for Corson. Corson, however, headed off that time by Wilson, and the Colts will have it. There's a shot back down the field, but Heidley there, and Heidley now trying to dribble up the field, but runs into some defenders, and back comes Cedar Cliff with the ball, and another slip, and this field is really a lot worse than what I thought. I said I was down on the field earlier, but the rain continues. It's been a steady rain, and it is definitely affecting play here today. We've seen numerous players here in the first few minutes already go down, but we will play on. We're at the 6-minute and 20-second mark of the first quarter. Again, quarters this year in field hockey, so 4 quarters of play. No real threats for either team to score at this point. And as I say that, now Mifflin County inside the circle. There's Corson. Corson tries to center it into Kanicki, and we have a whistle. And it'll be the first corner of the game for the Huskies. So Morgan Kanicki, the junior, will trigger this corner for Mifflin County. You see Cedar Cliff in the goal. There's the pass out to Heidley. Heidley takes a shot, but it's knocked off by one of the up defenders. And back comes Cedar Cliff. So little flip shot. And now a little bit of a breakaway for Cedar Cliff, a 2-on-2. Nice passing ahead. And back defensively for Mifflin County there was Sophie McCurdy, but a whistle, and it'll go right back. And now a real strong shot, but wide. And we had a whistle on the play against Cedar Cliff. So the ball will go back to the Huskies as they'll have a hit from this end. Abby Moon sending it out. Miller will try to push it up the far side. Monica continues to battle. And the Huskies will maintain possession. Another flip shot down to Lynch. Lynch centers to Corson. Mifflin County now has a little bit of a breakaway here. Another whistle. That'll go against Cedar Cliff. Heidley is right there, sending it down the middle of the field. And this whistle will go against Mifflin County. So back comes Cedar Cliff. 4 minutes and 10 seconds and counting here in the first quarter. No score. Girls field hockey here. Lady Huskies and the Lady Colts from Cedar Cliff. And that ball will go out of play here on the near side. Belky McNeil giving it a run, but it will be a side out here for the Colts. They'll go with that flip pass inside to number 79, Wilson, but there is Moon. Abby Moon with a nice play to take it away. She goes ahead to Kanicki. Kanicki tried to get it to Corson, but it's taken away. And Hidley now gets it right back for Mifflin County. So Lydia will dribble up the middle of the field. Hidley continuing to move. Goes past 2 or 3 defenders, but then slips. And the ball goes back to Cedar Cliff. Really hard for anybody to establish any kind of footing. There's a high stick against Cedar Cliff. So Hidley right there to start play. Now another whistle. And a potentially dangerous, I believe, against Mifflin County. So back comes Cedar Cliff. Far side along the sideline there. They get it down to Morgan. Morgan passes, but nobody home there for Cedar Cliff. And Hidley will run it down in the corner, but her pass is intercepted. And now a strong shot toward the goal, but blocked away there for the Huskies. And now falling down to the ground was Maddie McCarter. But a whistle, and Mifflin County will maintain possession. There's a good solid shot down the far side. Fetters is there for Cedar Cliff. She knocks it out of play. Last off the Huskies, so another hit for Cedar Cliff coming. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left here in the first quarter. Still no score. Lady Huskies and Lady Colts today in girls high school field hockey. Coming down the field. Nice work there. Nice body position and a good pass in the circle. And the Huskies battling for it. And Beeler did a nice job getting herself out there and getting involved into play. As Wilson, number 16, was making a rush for Cedar Cliff. And so number 4 or 5 here now of corners for the visitors. So our 5 Huskies in the goal there, along with Beeler getting ready for this corner attempt. That pass real short, little contact there now. And we have somebody down as Druckenmiller had contact. And they're going to call that against the Huskies. So Chidester sends it back out to the top of the circle. Strong shot. Moon, I think, got a stick on that one. Gets it out to Hidley. And Lydia will just shoot it out of bounds. And Cedar Cliff will regroup here. Under a minute to go now. 58 seconds left in quarter number 1. No score here in girls field hockey. Hidley sends it up the near side. Zorski is there for Cedar Cliff, however. And now Lynch gets some nice wood on the ball and sends it down the middle of the field. And now there's Sheets with a breakaway. Sheets trying to get by the goalie but can't, and another slip and slide there for Cedar Cliff as Molly Fuller went down. Boy, a nice breakaway opportunity right there for Sheets, but give some credit to the goalie for Cedar Cliff. Joey Gray was there to make the stop. So now a corner for the Huskies, and Cedar Cliff digging in the goal, as you see, and it will be Lynch who will send it in and trigger this corner for the Huskies. Horn has sounded for the end of the quarter, but they will play this out. And Hidley misses on a shot there, and as soon as Cedar Cliff got possession, that ends the quarter. So we've played 1 quarter here at Mifflin County in girls field hockey today. No score between the Lady Huskies and the visiting Colts. Up and down game so far. Really the big story for both teams right now is just trying to get your footing, as both teams have been on the field quite a bit. Just not much good traction out there. And for Cedar Cliff, it's been kind of the same. Both teams have had opportunities to do some things, but nothing has materialized at this point. So both teams, their respective bench areas, talking things over. Again, a light rain continues to fall, real light right now. When we were setting up, getting ready here for today, it was pretty steady actually, but now fairly light. And we'll get ourselves ready for quarter number 2. Again, this is the first year that field hockey has gone to quarters. 4 quarters now and no timeouts for coaches. So something meant to speed up the game. Haven't really had a chance to talk to head coach Ashley Sudam as to whether she likes that aspect or not, but just something new that everybody has to deal with here this season, along with all the other changes we've had. So again, you can see there our score 0-0 as we get ready to start our second quarter of play. Official has just blown her whistle. Then both teams will get ready to take the field. Again, no signs of this rain letting up. In fact, as I say that, maybe it's coming down a little bit more steady here now. So it's something we're just going to be dealing with, it looks like, all afternoon. So we'll see how that goes. So both teams out there and the whistle, and we are underway. Our clock on the screen right there, we're experimenting with some things that, of course, is not official. But we will do our best to keep it as close as we can. It's a 15-minute quarter, not a 12, so we'll bring it back up whenever it's appropriate. A whistle and another player down for Cedar Cliff. They get back up, and so Colts will now try to work it back down to this end of the field. Strong ball down there. Abby Moon was there for Mifflin County. And a whistle, and that'll go against the Colts. So Huskies will get that one back. Again, we apologize here a little bit with some camera work. We're dealing with the elements a little bit right now here as the rain is starting to pick up a little bit and cause us some issues. There's a whistle and the ball back to the Colts. You had a little slip on that shot. Boy, both teams not really seeing what either team I think is capable of here today. The weather is just really hampering what both teams want to do. You can see nobody can really get traction. The strong, solid hits that we saw Mifflin County have against Huntingdon, you're not seeing that here today. It's just a lot of slipping and sliding on both teams. There's a shot down the field and a little bit of a breakaway, but the Huskies are there. They penetrate the circle, and Abby Moon will just knock that out of play. And so we'll have a corner for Cedar Cliff. And the rain now coming down pretty good again. So the Huskies dig in their goal. Corner number 6, I believe, here for Cedar Cliff. And again, they keep going right to the top of the circle. There's a strong shot and just wide. Whew. That's definitely the biggest stick we've seen here so far today, as Camille Cook let that one go, number 79, and good strong shot, but wide of the goal. So the Huskies will get it back. Cedar Cliff now pushing in, and another whistle and another corner. So it'll be another corner here for Cedar Cliff. And now I think we have our clock pretty close to what the game clock is, so we'll let that run for you there a little bit. Another corner here for Cedar Cliff. Strong shot, but up in the air, and a whistle. Beeler got her stick on it anyway. And now Hidley very quickly sends it up the far side, and Mifflin County tries to push, but the Colts are there. Miller that time shoots it wide and out of play, so it'll be Mifflin County ball. As the sophomore Monica Druckenmiller is there. So Druckenmiller gets set to put it in play. She'll pass back to Hidley. Lydia dribbles to the near side. Good strong shot across the field to Sheets. Sheets putting on the jet. Sheets showing nice speed. Good strong shot by Sheets. Right through the crease. She really took a nice strong shot. Corson was there. Couldn't quite get to it. And along with Corson, number 14, Ellie Garver was there. So really strong play there by Sheets. She centered it, but Mifflin County not quite able to connect. So back comes Cedar Cliff. Colts coming up the near side with it. There's Miller. Miller goes inside to Cook. There's Druckenmiller. Druckenmiller runs past the ball, and they'll give it back to Cook and Cedar Cliff. Cook tries to center to the top of the circle. Little battle there at the top. We have a whistle. As Sophie McCurdy was there battling for it for the Huskies. And Cedar Cliff will put it in play. Here comes Cook dribbling down toward the end line. We have a whistle and another corner for the visitors. So Cedar Cliff's had their fair share of corners so far. It hasn't hurt. Score is still 0-0. There's another pass to the top, and this time they are unable to handle it. And in fact, it'll go back to Mifflin County on the whistle. And that time, Druckenmiller's shot was real strong and a little bit too far past Corson and out of play. So back comes Cedar Cliff. Amara Collis is going to inbound. Now she's going to step away, and she will let Irene Zorski bring it in. So Zorski over there. Little flip shot. I think that slipped off her stick as well, and that'll go out. And the Huskies will have it. There's a pass into Kanicki. And another whistle, and that'll go back to Cedar Cliff. They try to get it to the middle of the field, but Hidley is there. Little collision, no whistle. Now we have a whistle, and that'll go against Cedar Cliff. So Hidley quickly picks it up, sends it down the field, another whistle, and that'll go against Mifflin County. No score here. You can see the time left in the first half. Second quarter, I should play, and boy, that one slips way out of play. She tried to do a little flip shot there. That was Lorden Chidester, and that ball just really went off her stick and out of play. And again, for both teams, it's a little tricky out there right now. That ball, I think, went beyond the fence. The track, of course, is around it, and then there's a chain link fence there, and I believe it went beyond the fence. So they'll have to get a new ball. And they do, and Hidley has it for the Huskies. Lydia passes down to Sheets. Sheets has it taken away. Nice play defensively there by Johnson. Johnson working up the field. Dribbles it off of Hidley. That'll be a whistle. And it'll go back to the Huskies. So Lydia will start play here. Again, no score, second quarter. There's that flip pass again. Down to Sheets. Sheets pushing it down towards the end line. And a little fight down there in the corner. That'll be a whistle, and that'll go back to Cedar Cliff. Good strong shot that time as she sends it up the near side, but Hidley is there. They battle for it right here in front of us. Miller trying to get it back for Cedar Cliff. Hidley is there. Sends it out of play. And that actually, I guess, was last off Cedar Cliff. So Hidley will chase it down, bring it back in, and continue the play here for the Huskies. Lydia, one of the seniors who was honored the other day here at Senior Day when the Huskies beat Huntington 5-0. Lydia will play college field hockey next year at Susquehanna. Here come the Colts. Again, no score here. Little rush now. Zolstra up in front. Tries to center it. Nice pass, but a little bit too strong. Druckenmiller there for Mifflin County, and Monica will start to bring it up the far side. The Huskies sophomore. We have a whistle, and it will go back to the Huskies. So Druckenmiller tries to send it across the field, but in this rain, not a chance for that. Again, the combination of the grass, the rain, and the field, and it is a little tough out there, to say the least, for both teams right now. Biggest thing is they just aren't getting good footing, and therefore you're not seeing a lot of strong shots because the girls just aren't being able to get that leverage. Abby Moon now will put it in play for the Huskies. And Abby sends it to the far side to Druckenmiller. Druckenmiller have a whistle, and that's going to go to Cedar Cliff. There's another whistle, and Cedar Cliff will play on. Good centering pass, but the Huskies are there with a block. I think that was Hidley making the play. There's a strong shot, but that is wide of the goal. And so that'll go out of play, and the ball will go back to the Huskies. We're in the second quarter of play. You can see the time continuing to run, and no score here between Cedar Cliff and your Mifflin County Lady Huskies. Maddie McCarter chased that down and got it back up to her teammates, and we're back in play. There's Druckenmiller again trying to go up that far side, but she runs out of bounds. And Johnson will bring it back in for the Colts. There's Druckenmiller again. Wilkinson now pushing down the middle. Hidley is there, however. Good play by Lydia to get in front, and Lydia is just going to hit that one out of bounds. And it'll go to Cedar Cliff. And so the Colts will inbound here right in front of us. Irene Zorski with it. Zorski looking inside. There's Cook. And Cook slips and slides, and hopefully Cook didn't hurt herself there. Doesn't look like it. Colts get it back. There's a centering pass off Hidley. A whistle, and the ball will go back to the Huskies. Abby Moon will work it up the near side. Moon with a nice ball down the field. Stopped there by the Colts. And now, once again, it's Sheets. So Haley Sheets pushing it up. Haley, the sophomore, really has shown some nice breakaway speed. There's Sheets again. She lofts it down there to Lynch. Mifflin County working at the circle, and a whistle. And that's going to go against Belky McNeil. And so, or no, it's not going to go against McNeil. It's going to be a corner for the Huskies. My bad. So Mifflin County will have a corner now as Kanicki again will trigger. There's Morgan. There's a look at the defense for Cedar Cliff. She sends it back out top. That's Hidley. Hidley with a shot in front of the goal. There is Corson, but a whistle, and that will go against the Huskies. So Colts will start back up the field. Hidley unable to get in front of that little flip pass there that time by Cook. And now Moon has it. Moon goes on the far side to Druckenmiller, but Monica can't run it down. It'll be out of play and an inbound for the Colts. Clock running. Again, our clock is not official, but we're fairly close to the game clock. Just wanted to give you an idea of where we stand there right now. There's a battle between Kanicki. Morgan still has it. Kanicki continues. or excuse me, this is now Hidley with the ball. Hidley sends it down. There's Kanicki again. Goes to Druckenmiller. Druckenmiller trying to dribble past a couple defenders, but Wilson is there for Cedar Cliff and sends it back. Here come the Colts. Up the far side, we battle now near midfield for position. Hidley shadowing a Lady Colt. And a whistle. And the Huskies will have it. Another player goes down on the field for Cedar Cliff. It's been like a slip and slide here today for this field hockey game. Rain, by the way, has let up a little, but it's still coming down, just a real light drizzle. Bringing it up the field are the Colts. Coming up that right side. Hidley is there for Mifflin County. Oh, and I think we might have had somebody take a shot there that time. That ball, I think, went hard off of a Lady Colt, but here come the Huskies, and slipping and sliding down is Corson. Druckenmiller is there, however. Monica tries to push it up. We're under a minute now and counting. Still no score here. There's a whistle. And things may be getting a little feisty out there, and I think these conditions are going to make that happen. Players getting a little frustrated with slipping and sliding around. Hidley has it, but Lydia has it taken away. But now Druckenmiller gets it back. And the Colts will push it up the far side. And you can see our clocks run out, but there's still a little more time on the game clock here. So we're down to the final seconds. Moon will try to send it. Another player slips and slides, and there is the horn. So going to be hard to score today. We've only really had one or two decent opportunities. Players from both teams with these conditions have just been slipping and sliding all over the place. And we have completed the first half with no score here. So after 2 quarters of play, our score remains 0-0 here between the Huskies and the Colts. Don't forget, tomorrow there's more high school sports coverage here on MCTV. We hope you will be with us tomorrow when we'll have some more game action for you. I will be inside the Husky gym tomorrow bringing you girls volleyball. Mifflin County taking on Cumberland Valley tomorrow in volleyball action. In fact, again, 4 volleyball games this week coming up. So a lot of games to be played, trying to make up the schedule from everything that was missed. So anyhow, we are at the half here in girls field hockey between Mifflin County and our visitors here tonight from Cedar Cliff. And while we are here at halftime, we will take some time now to pause for just a minute and let you hear this message. Again, we want to thank some people who help us out here at MCTV. Of course, we are a joint effort by the Mifflin County School District, Lewistown Borough, and the Mifflin County Commissioners. So we're going to take as I said, just a brief break here. We'll be back with more of this game. Right now we are at halftime. But right now we're going to break for this message from the Mifflin County School District.
Some of those traditional things that we hold in our hearts as things that we learned and were important to us later on in life, you know, the elimination of recess, for example. You know, students are still getting a half an hour of recess here in Mifflin County. We're still teaching handwriting. We're still teaching penmanship. Those are still important life aspects. We're still doing those things. And we're doing more.
I'm responsible for meeting the social and emotional needs of all of our K-5 students at that building.
We differentiate in Mifflin County for sure. We try to meet the children's needs at where they are.
So we know that in order for students to be successful academically, they need to feel supported and heard.
When they start to learn and just seeing the light bulb turn on, you can see it in their faces. They get big, huge smiles on their faces because they're so excited that they're learning. It's just an awesome thing. I love that.
You know, having that light bulb moment come on for them when they're sitting across from someone who's sharing, like, this is something that I've gone through, that's one of the best parts of social emotional instruction.
It's comforting to know as a parent that all of those needs can be met, and they're going to be met proactively right here in Mifflin County.
So something that we have definitely rolling is our PBIS programming. That stands for Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports.
We've been doing it for quite a while now, and it has worked, I feel, very successfully because those kids are getting more attention when they need it.
We have 4 expectations for all students, and those are being respectful, responsible, ready, and safe. Anytime that we catch them being one of those 4 things, they're acknowledged with a Paul ticket, and then they can use those rewards to obtain something that's an incentive to them.
You know, those things that in life we go through as adults are also things that children go through. We've got things in place for each child. Our job is to set up that system. How are we going to meet those needs?
Since I've been teaching kindergarten, the classroom has changed tremendously when it comes to technology, especially. We have smart boards. We have one in every classroom in Mifflin County, so that's an awesome thing.
You see districts across the Commonwealth eliminating music and art, and here the Mifflin County School District is doubling down on those efforts. I feel like we are on the upswing of really positive change. We're going in a positive direction for our students at the elementary level. What you're going to see is safety has been invested heavily. You're talking secure entries into each school. Before you even get past the main office, we're scanning again to make sure that you're somebody that can be around our students.
Combine that with the incredible academic experience, they're going to feel empowered to be productive members of the community and of our society.
They know how important it is to try and have as small of class size as you can and to really, give the kids their best foot forward coming into school.
The most important thing in everybody's life is their child, and trusting your child to a team of folks every day when they're getting on that school bus to ensure that their safety is the most important thing.
Our students come in with a lot of different needs and a lot of different skill deficits. We feel ready to kind of tackle that and meet their needs no matter what they come in with.
After 25 years, I absolutely love kindergarten. It's the best grade ever, in my opinion.
Seeing the excitement for learning and seeing each student come off of that school bus every day is the favorite part of my day. Greeting every student, asking them how they're doing, seeing what's been going on in their world. There's something special about that not everybody gets to experience. I often say you can't have a bad day if you've walked into a kindergarten classroom and seen, 20 students with their hands on their hearts saying the Pledge of Allegiance with their squeaky voices going. That's a great day.
The Mifflin County School District, your school system of choice.
And welcome back again, everybody, live here to the Mifflin County Athletic Field. Again, we are at halftime. There is no score here between the Lady Huskies and the visiting Colts from Cedar Cliff. Huskies still in their halftime discussion, as you can see. Rain, just slight rain still coming down here a little bit. It looked like, looking at the forecast, it might be with us all game long, and it certainly has been, sometimes a little harder than others, and it has certainly been a factor here today. And I would think both coaches are probably talking to their players about the weather a little bit right now. Seen people try to really crank it up and hit some long, hard passes that they normally hit, and instead either they're slipping and sliding and not getting good leverage, or the ball's coming off the stick a little funny. We had an inbound for Cedar Cliff that went out of play, which you never see something like that. The ball went probably, a good 15 yards in the air and over the fence on the near side. So both teams have had to play with the elements a little bit, and we'll see who can manage that. And possibly that could be a big factor in who wins this game and how they do manage the weather. Again, your Lady Huskies are 1-1, trying to get themselves above 500. To do it, they're going to have to find a way to get a goal or two here and get a lead on Cedar Cliff. The Colts have it's been fairly even game. I mean, the Colts have had it at this end for a decent amount of play, but the Lady Huskies probably had one of the best opportunities there when Sheets had a breakaway, had a really strong pass in the crease, but couldn't quite get it there to Corson, and ball was just brought back up the field there by Cedar Cliff. So not exactly sure how much time we have left here. We'll just pull out and give you a wide shot of the field as both teams are with their respective coaches. Looks like Cedar Cliff is slowly starting to make their way back out onto the field, as you can see. Want to thank all of our viewers here today. See, we have some people streaming in from out of town, so I assume they are some Cedar Cliff fans tuning in today. Happy to be able to bring you coverage of your team back your way as well, as all the schools have been working together to help each other get some coverage out of their team. And this is a day, although I will say for the home team here today, we have a pretty nice turnout here across the way. The hockey fans have waited long for their season to get here, and I don't think they want to miss a minute of it. And so the rain has certainly not hurt the turnout here. We'll give you a little quick shot, there you go, of everybody in the umbrellas and rain gear up the near side here in front of Mifflin County High School. Getting ready to watch this second half and hopefully rooting their home team onto a victory here. So both teams are out on the field. We're waiting for the officials to whistle play. And there is the whistle, and we are underway. Mifflin County with a quick breakaway. Corson with the ball down near the end line. And now over to Druka Miller. Monica pushing down into the corner, trying to work her way towards the goal. We have a whistle, and it'll go back to the Colts. So Wilson will send it ahead. Chidester there. Chidester with a little flip pass into the middle of the field. There's Cook. Cook sends it back for Baker. Baker coming right through the middle of the field. Nice pass back to Cook. But Abby Moon is there for the Huskies, and Moon starts it back down the far side. Sheets will push. Sheets tries to center. Her pass looking inside is knocked away. Now a battle for it down in the corner. There's a nice centering pass right through the crease. Corson missed it. Lynch had a shot at it. Boy, that went right through the crease. Now Corson has it back again. Ball knocked loose, and this time the goalie will get a solid kick and knock it out of there. So Zoe Gray in goal here today for Cedar Cliff. Got it, but boy, that was a big opportunity there for the Huskies as that ball went right through the crease. And like I said, Huskies had a good opportunity as Haley Corson probably had the best look at it. Now we go from a corner. Triggered in by Lynch. Good strong shot there by Sheets, just wide, and Lynch was there but couldn't quite put it in. So Mifflin County looking like a new team here in the second half all of a sudden, as they have dominated play here early. Sheets slips and falls to the ground, but Mifflin County after the whistle will maintain possession as Hidley will trigger it in. Lydia pulls it back, tries to send it into the front of the goal. We have a whistle. And that's going to be a corner for the Huskies. And this time the Huskies will take the corner again from the near side. Once again, doing most of the corners today has been Alyssa Lynch. So Lynch will trigger it in. Lynch sends it to Corson, bounces away from her. Huskies battling for position. Ball knocked loose on the far side. There's Sheets. Sheets trying to get set, but the defense is there to knock it away. Still battling for the ball. We have a whistle. And let's see what they decide here. Looks like the Huskies will play on. Hidley again pulls it back. Looks to regroup and makes a pass through the crease but wide of the goal. And it'll go out of play and back to Cedar Cliff. So Mifflin County looking pretty good here to start this second half of play as they kind of had the field tilted to this end. Still no score, however, as we play here in the third quarter with 11 minutes and 20 seconds left to play. Now after the whistle, Cook will play on for Cedar Cliff, and Cook whiffs on that one, so Hidley will pick it up. Hidley sends it back down. Nice low stick there for Cedar Cliff by Morgan, and her shot goes off Corson, and it'll go back to Baker. Baker tries to come up the near side with it for Cedar Cliff to Kavner. Kavner working one-on-one over here against Corson. There's a whistle, and it'll stay in play with Baker for Cedar Cliff to Cook. Cook tried a little give and go, but nobody home, and the ball will go out of bounds. And so the Huskies will bring it in. They look to go back to Moon. Abby with it. And that time it gets away from Moon and goes out of play. And so the ball will go back to Bryn Kavner and the Lady Colts. Cedar Cliff with the ball here. We're in the third quarter. No score. And now a little contact, and they're going to call, looks like it's going to stay with Mifflin County. Hidley flips it ahead to Lynch. Lynch tries to center it. Lynch back now to Hidley, and that ball will go off of Cedar Cliff. Lynch will run it down and give it to Druckenmiller, and Monica will get us going again here. Little flip pass, trying to find Corson. Instead, it's Baker back with it for Cedar Cliff. Baker trying to go to the middle of the field to Cook. Cook dribbling down the middle, but has it taken away by Druckenmiller. Monica looking to send it. She tries the big stick and gets some wood on it and gets it ahead over there to Sheets. And a whistle, and that'll go back to Cedar Cliff. Haley Sheets, the sophomore, looks like she will be a mainstay in this lineup for head coach Ashley Sudam for the next couple years, as sophomore really shows some good stick skills and also has some jets. When she gets out in the open field, she can definitely put it in another gear. Here's Baker back with it for Cedar Cliff, working one-on-one, and now sends it strong down the field, and that's going to go out of play. Again, because of the weather, we haven't had a lot of real solid shots today, and when they do get one, they really stand out. That one out of play, and now Moon will have it for the Huskies. Abby looking to Hidley. Lydia trying to take it up the far side there. Hidley, after the whistle, still has it. Hidley with the flip pass down the field. There's Baker, and now we have a whistle, and they'll play on with Cedar Cliff. Colts sending it down to Cook. Cook likes that little give and go pass. She gets it and tries to send it right back, but that time it's out of play, and Mifflin County will bring it in. There's Cook again with it for Cedar Cliff, and she'll play on. Trying to dribble past Hidley and passes it down into the corner. Loose ball down there. They battle for it in the corner. Huskies tried to take it away. There's a whistle, and Mifflin County will play on. There's another whistle, and Moon will continue to play on. So Abby just trying to push it up that sideline. Passes it ahead. Looking for Corson. There's a whistle, and they're going to play on. And here come the Huskies, and all of a sudden it's a 3-on-1. Corson continues to battle. There's a pass. Oh, and right through the wickets. We had a really good opportunity there. Corson had a nice pass. She set up Ellie Garver, but Garver couldn't get the stick on it. It goes out of play. And so that is, without a doubt, the best scoring opportunity for either team today. But we remain scoreless, 0-0. We are at the 7-minute mark here of quarter number 2, and now another mishit for Cedar Cliff. They've had that happen a couple times here as they slip on the pass out of the goal, and now both teams are battling for possession over there on the far side. There's a whistle. And looks like it'll stay with the Huskies. So Cedar Cliff getting back. Mifflin County's getting their set together. They will pass it back and now try to send it in the middle. Baker is there for Cedar Cliff. Hidley steps in. Lydia driving in. Another whistle. Then this will be a corner for the Lady Huskies. Looks like Lynch will probably trigger it in again. Cedar Cliff getting set to defend. Goalkeeper Zoe Gray in there with her teammates as Lynch gets ready to trigger here on the near side. She'll look to Hidley. Hidley, strong shot but high and wide of the goal. And it'll be out of play, and another inbound here for Cedar Cliff. They look in the middle of the field to Cook. No question she's the trigger man for Cedar Cliff. They're always looking for Cook right in the middle of the field. There's a whistle. And that'll bring it back to Mifflin County. 5.5 minutes and counting here in the third quarter. We have no score between Mifflin County and Cedar Cliff here today in girls field hockey. Huskies controlling possession. Sheets brings it inside the line. We have a whistle, and it'll stay with the Huskies. She'll drop it back to Hidley. Hidley looking inside to Sheets. Sheets trying to get it back to the middle of the field. Instead, we have a whistle, and Baker will get it back for Cedar Cliff. Baker sends it down the far side to Miller. Miller pushing down that far side, hits it deep, and a sprint down to the far corner. And Miller able to run it down, and now we have a whistle, and it'll go back to the Huskies. They go back on the near side. It's Kanicki trying to get it, I believe, and the ball out of play. And it looks like Abby Moon will bring it in here for the Huskies, and Moon just trying to dribble through some traffic there, but it's taken away. And here come the Colts, but a nice steal right there for the Huskies, but the Colts get it back. Now they try to center down near the goal. A little bit of traffic there, but Hidley able to knock it away. And that's going to go out of play. And so we will be an inbound there for the Colts. Cedar Cliff working, but a whistle, and that'll go against Mifflin County. So Druckenmiller will send it ahead. Little breakaway here as Kanicki was trying to get it down the field. Little contact, back comes Cedar Cliff, whistle. That'll go against Corson. And Cedar Cliff will bring it back. There's Cook. Cook put too much on that one as that ball goes out of bounds on the end line. And when we get back to starting play, we're going to be at the 3-minute mark. So 3 minutes left here in this third quarter. No score between the Huskies and Cedar Cliff. There's Miller with it. Miller sends it into Cook. Cook has it taken away. Moon there with it for the Huskies. Miller working to get it back for Cedar Cliff. Whistle, and that'll stay with Mifflin County. And now a whistle again, and they're going to have her bring it back, I believe. Moon with the ball. Whistle against Cedar Cliff, and she'll now step aside and let Hidley take it. Lydia flips it ahead. Looking down here for Corson, but that ball will go out. And the Colts will inbound right in front of us here. Irene Zorski. So Zorski looking to send it in. And Zorski, that's about the third or fourth time she's had a little trouble with the footing. She was looking to send that down the middle of the field. Instead, it went to the left, and Huskies over there battling now to try to get it back. There's Hidley out near midfield. Lydia sends it toward Corson. Ball off Corson's stick. And a whistle as Zorski's trying to get it out of here. She passes looking toward Miller in the middle of the field. Miller gets past Hiley, but a whistle, and it'll go back to the Huskies. So Lydia starting play here again. As they try to get into the teeth, now inside the circle. Little pass down there to Corson. Her shot is blocked. Corson stays with it. Back to Hiley. There's a shot blocked again by the goalie, Zoe Gray. And that ball is kicked out of play. So Druckenmiller will run it down here and have the side out for the Huskies. Mifflin County getting some opportunities here, getting a little momentum. Druckenmiller trying to dribble down the end line. Instead, Cedar Cliff is there to take it away. Cook tries to push it down, but Abby Moon is there for Mifflin County. And now it's taken away by Cedar Cliff, but Hidley there to bring it back. Neither team really able to keep a couple sticks on the ball. It's been 2 or 3 passes, somebody slips, and then a steal. And there we see it again. And the whistle, and it'll stay with the Huskies. So Maddie McCarter working against Baker. There's a whistle. That'll go against Baker. So Hidley dribbling the ball. Hidley dribbles it right to the top of the circle, and her pass goes through the crease and across the end line. So clock running. We're down to 15 seconds left here in the third quarter. Still no score between your Lady Huskies and the Lady Colts of Cedar Cliff. Colts try to send it down the middle of the field. Little push, but we're going to run out of time, I believe. There is your whistle. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. So our score remains 0-0 here between the Huskies and the Colts. Girls field hockey going to come down to the final 15 minutes, and who knows, it's maybe going to take more than that to decide this one. So both teams back at their respective benches as the coaches will talk some strategy here to try to get their teams a win. Lady Huskies, we mentioned, are 1-1 coming into play. Speaking of 1-1, that's the last score update I had in girls soccer. You can watch that game on our YouTube girls soccer channel, as the Mifflin County girls were tied with Altoona last we checked, 1-1. So 1-1 tie in soccer here, still a tie at 0-0 in girls field hockey. Don't forget, of course, MCTV is your government ed channel. In addition to the live streams of high school sports, we also have the Mifflin County School Board meeting coming your way this Thursday night, 6:30 here from the Mifflin County High School Auditorium. That's still not open to the public, so they are just being streamed right now. So we are your best way to check that out. And, of course, we have high school football again this Friday night. Again, limited crowds, basically just parents of the football players, the marching band, and parents of the cheerleaders basically are being admitted to Mitchell Field this Friday night for high school football. So, again, we hope you'll join us here on MCTV as we will bring you coverage of our Huskies trying to get their first win in football. Mifflin County on the football field fell to 0-3 last Friday night when they lost at Hershey 24-14. So Mifflin County will be trying to get back on the winning track there. So we just heard a whistle there, so the teams are going to get ready to come back out and get ready to roll here in quarter number 4. Mifflin County really came out strong to start that third quarter, but couldn't capitalize. Had a couple of really nice passes right through the crease, and again, on the grass, the ball a little choppy and wet today, and unfortunately we couldn't get the stick on it. So let's see if we can bring one home here in this fourth quarter as both teams now come out to get ready for this final quarter of play. Both goalies have played pretty well. Zoe Gray's had to defend quite a few here the last 15 minutes or so. And Beeler has, of course, been solid for Mifflin County. So we are waiting for the whistle and just about ready to go here in the final quarter of play. And we're underway here for the final 15 minutes of regulation anyway. Cedar Cliff getting the ball first, pushing their way, but the Lady Huskies try to stand ground defensively. There's a ball right off the kneecap. And I think we might have a sub there. She took that right off the kneecap, and she will be subbed out. That was DeCello for Cedar Cliff, and now all of a sudden, Colts pushing toward the goal. We have a whistle as the ball crosses the end line, and it will go to the Huskies. So Hidley right there. Hidley with that little flip pass ahead. And Mifflin County now with an opportunity as Corson tries to push this way. Baker is there as Sheets tries to set it up. Trying to get it inside. Both teams battling for position. There's a whistle, and that'll go against Sheets of Mifflin County. So Cedar Cliff will send it ahead. There's Cook. Cook pushing through the middle of the field. Nice ball down the far side. Running it down is Othello. But now a little whistle as we have some contact. And that'll bring it right back to the Huskies. Pass ahead, stolen by Cook. Cook centers it back down in. Cedar Cliff with a little bit of a push here now, but a whistle will bring it right back to Mifflin County, and Hidley will look to send it out. Lydia sends it ahead, and here comes Corson. So Haley with the ball on the near side, shadowed by Wilson of Cedar Cliff. Haley continues to push. Nice job by Corson to change ends. We have a whistle, and that's going to give it to Mifflin County. So Alyssa Lynch is there. Lynch has it taken away as Baker gets it right back for Cedar Cliff. Nice pass ahead to Cook. Cook trying to get through the Husky defender Moon, a whistle, and it's back to Cook. And Cook takes a shot from way outside, and that'll roll past the goal and out of play. Cook has been making a lot of nice little give and go passes from that middle spot, but that time she decided to let it fly from about 25 yards or so away, and it was well wide of the goal. And back comes Mifflin County. So Druckenmiller has it. Monica working up this near side, but dribbles it out of bounds. And that'll give it right back to Cedar Cliff. Pass inside, knocked away by Monica, and Druckenmiller will have it. Tries to set up her teammates, but it's knocked away and stolen. Here comes Baker. Baker, though, has it taken away by Hidley. And now a whistle will bring it right back to Baker. So Baker set for Cedar Cliff as Huskies try to get it out of this end of the field. Druckenmiller gets a stick on it. We have a whistle. That'll go to Mifflin County as Hidley will pull it back and start play again. Again, the time you see left is the time left in the fourth quarter. We are scoreless here between Cedar Cliff and Mifflin County. There's Cook. Cook sends it in. Huskies are there. Ball knocked away. Now Druckenmiller has a stick on it, and she'll look to get it out. Still loose in front. Baker with it. Baker turns, and Hidley will send it out. Hidley with a little flip down the middle of the field to Corson. Ball gets a little bit past Corson. And Zolstra now works with it one-on-one against Corson. We have a whistle, and that'll go in favor of the Huskies. So Hidley will come up to trigger play. Lydia will set it down, looks ahead, flips it to the middle of the field, but Wilson is there for Cedar Cliff. Wilson coming back, across midfield. Pushes it down. A Moon slips and goes to the floor. Pass across the near side. They battle for it. Nice job there by Cedar Cliff. They get it down near the front, and there is Cook, but a whistle. And that'll go against Cedar Cliff. So the Huskies will bring it back in. Clock running, as you see, close to 10 minutes left in regulation. Ball loose on the near side, and it is Haley Corson who brings it out of there. Corson tries to send it ahead to Sheets. Sheets battling for it, gets knocked away. Ball still loose over there. Both teams battling for position. A whistle will go against Cedar Cliff this time. And Mifflin County sends it ahead. There's Sheets pushing down. Lady Huskies with an opportunity here. Whistle. And a corner, I believe, for the Huskies. And once again, they will look to Alyssa Lynch, looks like. There is Alyssa, one of the seniors on the squad, so she will trigger another corner. Sends it again to Hidley. Hidley, nice little tricky dribble, gets in the lane, but it's kicked away by the goalkeeper, Zoe Gray. And now ball being fought for right in front of us. Druckenmiller is there for the Huskies. Druckenmiller tries to get inside, but a nice little touch pass to herself, but then falling to the ground is Miller. And now a hit from behind on Hidley. That'll be a whistle. And it's Cedar Cliff pushing up the near side. Zylstra's pass rolls through about 2 or 3 people and slipping right to the turf for Cedar Cliff. Number 13, Peyton Hastings goes down. And so Moon will trigger it in for the Huskies. And now Hastings steps in and trying to get an interception, but a whistle. And it goes back to Mifflin County. Colts in the middle of the field, another whistle. Back to the Huskies. So Hidley will trigger play once again. Lydia flipping downfield, looking to Corson. We have a whistle there, and that looks like that'll go against Cedar Cliff as well. The officials are earning their pay here today as they have called whistle after whistle so far this afternoon. Here is Hidley again triggering play, looping it down there towards Sheets in the corner. Sheets trying to penetrate, has it stolen instead by Miller. Miller looks to Cook, but the pass gets through her up towards Hidley. And now here comes Zylstra on a breakaway. Zylstra sends it deep, and the ball is going to get deep. We have a little rush there for it, a whistle, and that'll go against Cedar Cliff. But the Colts steal it right back. Zylstra to Cook. Cook working up top, a whistle, and it'll go back to the Huskies. Hidley sends it ahead. Corson pushing it across midfield. Corson looking down the field, but Zylstra is there once again. Another whistle back to Cedar Cliff. Again, they go to Cook. Cook, however, slips and slides, and Hidley will take it away. They pass it up the far side. Mifflin County trying to push now, and here comes Sheets again. Sheets going down the far side, looking, but Baker is there for Cedar Cliff. We have another whistle, and the Huskies will play on. Looking inside to Corson. Zylstra there. Again, the ball knocked away, and Baker will slam it out of there for the Colts. And now the Colts get a breakaway as they hit it deep down the far side. Beeler will go halfway and then come back to the goal. And Cedar Cliff slips and slides, and it's taken away, and Huskies will try to work it back up, but that's stolen right back. Here comes Hastings. Hastings dribbling inside the circle now. We have a whistle. And that's going to go in favor of the Huskies. So the clock continues to run. We're under 6 minutes to play here. Still no score in regulation. 0-0. Huskies and Colts. So Lydia Hidley will get things started again for the Huskies. Ball being fought for on the far side of the field. Cedar Cliff is going to come out of there with it. Here comes Druckenmiller. Druckenmiller has it knocked away, but Monica stays with it. Sends it toward the middle of the field, but once again, Hastings is there. Hastings working over there on the far side, and we have a whistle. They'll play on. Will Cedar Cliff. The Colts now pushing down toward the corner. Hidley there. Excuse me, not Hidley. I think that's Kanicki actually there to knock that away. Ball loose and comes out, and Druckenmiller will have it. And the Huskies will try to turn the field back around, but Cedar Cliff out there at midfield. That's Wilson with it. Pushes down, tries to center. Druckenmiller there. Good centering pass as they now have it in the circle, and we have a whistle. And it'll be a corner for the Colts. So first corner for Cedar Cliff in quite a while. But they get one here with 4.5 minutes left to play. Cedar Cliff started this game with several corners. In fact, I think they had 5 or 6 before the Huskies got there first. And let's see what the Colts can do with this one as Mifflin County prepares defensively. They go to Baker. Hidley is there to knock it away, and now to Cook. Cook sends it into the crease. They fight for it, ball in front of the goal. There's a collision, and the ball goes out of play as Beeler went down, and so did Zylstra of Cedar Cliff. And what do we have here? Still did not see what the official called on that. Looks like it'll come back out top to Cedar Cliff. Here comes Cook. Cook cranks it up. Shot is blocked by one of the defenders up front for the Huskies. And now we have another corner. So the ball will stay at the Cedar Cliff end here with 3 minutes, 25 seconds left. And another corner for the Lady Colts as the Huskies dig in defensively. They send it to the top. They go to Cook. Cook will tee it up. Now goes to the left. But the shot is partially blocked at a whistle, and they'll give it to the Huskies. So Druckenmiller tries to fire it back down the field, but her pass is knocked away by Baker. Another whistle as they slip and slide, and the ball will go back to the Huskies. Another whistle. And again, the players on both teams trying to play on quickly and get the ball going down the field. Of course, that's simply because of the conditions here. And now they have stopped the clock due to a injury of sorts or an equipment issue. Not sure exactly what, something with Hidley. So Lydia's being checked out there. Not sure. Looks like it's the eyes. Not exactly sure, really don't want to speculate what that might be with Lydia, but I can guarantee it's going to take quite a bit to get Hidley to leave the field. So the officials confer with Lydia, and I guess they decide she's going to stay out there. So we will play on. Huskies will have the ball. And on the whistle, we will start play once again. So the Huskies pushing it up. Another whistle. That'll go against the Colts. Sheets has it. Good strong hit that time down to Lynch. Huskies have something going here, but Lynch has it taken away by Baker. And Baker will push on the far side. Baker hits it strong, but wide and out of play. So we're nearing 2 minutes left here. Still no score. Huskies will try to bring it in, but Baker is there for Cedar Cliff. Gets it to Cook. Cook looking downfield. Her shot goes right off of Abby Moon. Moon goes down. Play will continue. Hidley battling for it for the Huskies. Lydia working against Zylstra. Zylstra turns around with it, and here come the Colts. Colts pushing toward that end of the field, but Druckenmiller is there. And the sophomore will bring it out for the Huskies. Monica pushes up the near side. Another whistle. Contact, and the ball will stay with the Huskies. Druckenmiller lifts it, looking for Lynch down the field. Ball is loose. And it's Zylstra here for Cedar Cliff, trying to get it out of there. Sends it ahead. There's Lynch. Lynch will continue play. Huskies getting it in the top of the circle now. Cedar Cliff, however, sends it out, and there's Cook. Cook in the middle of the field, pushing up the field for Cedar Cliff, working against Monica Druckenmiller. Sends it down now, and a little bit of a rush here now for the Colts as we approach 1 minute left to play. Cedar Cliff has it at the Husky end. Mifflin County trying to keep it out of the circle. Again, we're clock running, under a minute to go. Here's Haley Corson now trying to come to the near side as the Huskies get it back across midfield, and now a slip, and the Huskies will get the play on. Corson has it taken away by Baker. Baker will work it back upfield for Cedar Cliff. 30 seconds left to go in regulation. Still no score. A whistle against Hidley. And so Baker will send it ahead. That shot goes off Moon. Another whistle. And that will go back to the Huskies. So now Moon tries to dribble out, and now another whistle. And that'll go against Cedar Cliff as well. And it looks like we're going to end regulation scoreless as we're now under 10 seconds. Unless the Huskies can pull something off here. Corson goes down the far side. That's going to go out of bounds, and that's going to do it. So we are going to end regulation with no score, 0-0 here after 4 quarters of play between the Huskies of Mifflin County and the Colts of Cedar Cliff. So we'll get ready to go into overtime. With both teams unable to score in regulation. Huskies grouping up there, talking things over as they get ready for the extra period. We'll take a break, and we will be right back with you. You won't miss anything. You're watching live coverage of girls field hockey on MCTV. So welcome back again, everybody, live to the Mifflin County High School athletic fields, girls field hockey. 0-0 our score. And we've kind of taken a sampling here of people around us, wondering what is going to happen here with an overtime period. Don't really have a good answer here for you yet, as both teams are still talking to each other. And it looks like they are coming back out to play, and the clock shows 15 minutes. So it looks like play will continue here. So again, we are now in overtime of some sorts. Sure how this will play out, what the rules are. I'm assuming first person to score. But we're ready to go with the overtime. 15 minutes is on the clock. And we are underway here in the overtime period. Again, a scoreless game. Both teams have had some opportunities. Huskies have probably had a few more. But the score remains 0-0 as we are in overtime. Colts with the ball, working it back up the near side. Hidley is there. They send it ahead, and now a little bit of a breakaway here for the Colts. One-on-one, Moon is back defensively. She gets by Moon, and now Hidley is trying to make a play. And now we have a whistle, and it'll go to the Huskies. So Lydia will send it ahead, looking for Sheets. Sheets working one-on-one, gets by Cook. And now Sheets with a breakaway. Sheets still going down the field, one-on-one. Sheets with a shot. We have a collision. And waiting to see what the call is. Sheets is still down on the field. Sheets went out one-on-one with the goalie. Kelsey Shires, who went out to try to make the play. There was a whistle after the collision. And we'll wait and see what the call is. It looked like the Huskies were excited with the call, but Sheets had a really good chance at a breakaway. And now the officials are having a discussion. And we'll see if this is a penalty shot or what they're going to call here. But the goalie came out, met Sheets head-to-head. And it will be a penalty shot for Hidley to try and win it. I assume to win it. So it'll be Hidley one-on-one against the goalkeeper. Shires waiting for the whistle. And it's a goal for Hidley. Lydia Hidley puts it in, and that's the game. Lady Huskies on a penalty shot. Just a few minutes into overtime, and the Huskies win it 1-0. Husky bench unloading as they come out to greet Hidley, one of the senior captains, who gets the game winner. So this ended on a penalty shot. So it was a breakaway for Sheets. Sheets had a chance to go one-on-one with the goalie. They called a penalty against Cedar Cliff, and that gave us the penalty shot. And it's Hidley, the senior, who they send in there to take it. And Lydia registers a game winner. County, and your final score here today is going to be 1-0 in favor of the Huskies. So Mifflin County pretty fired up. The girls get above 500 right now. Their record will go to 2-1 on the season with that victory. A nice win for our ladies, as the team will leave the field. Day like this, after a long battle in cold, wet weather, a win feels pretty good. The loss feels a little worse. But Cedar Cliff and Mifflin County certainly playing head-to-head here. Could have been anybody's game. Thanks for listening. You are watching High School Sports on MCTV.